move to the.
Hi, Natalie.
Morning.
Morning.
It was looking a lot like Christmas, now it's not.
Yeah, it's Walner's.
See you later.
It's Walner's on that deal make, right, taken.
Hang on.
Meetings, this meeting's not over.
I'm sorry. You know that.
Yeah. I'm working on it, but I'll. Yeah.
Recorded.
If you have it on the, give it a second.
Not complete, so I was working on the monthly, because that was my numbers will match, we'll just approve the hourly instead of wait.
So we're just on poll. Just on.
On the wage scale too, but we could put it on for next, she wanted to do the wage scale, but we're not, so let's see. So it's a wage scale.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. I mean, I could take a picture of it.
Alright. Let's go ahead.
All right, good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. We'll call the meeting of the Codington County Board of Commissioners to order for Tuesday, December 23rd. It is a little after 9 a.m. With that, we'll begin with our Pledge of Allegiance this morning. We'll have Natalie lead us, if you would please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Just a reminder to please silence your cell phones so they do not disrupt the meeting this morning. Don't forget to turn them back on following the meeting. Call for public comment may be submitted in person or by telephone by calling 605-882-6248 or 605-882-6297. With that, commissioners, any conflict of interest items?
No.
No.
Chair, I do. On item number 9, it's action to authorize the chair to sign a letter of agreement with Codington County and the First District. I sit on the executive board of the First District. I do not receive any compensation, so there's no. I don't know if it's a conflict. I don't know if it's a conflict or not, but I would recuse myself on
Okay.
item number 9.
Right, so noted that Commissioner Johnson will recuse himself from item number 9 when we get there. Thank you for that. Any other conflict of interest items?
No.
Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to item number 4. This is action to approve the December 23rd
Motion to
agenda.
approve.
Motion by McElhaney, second by Gable. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 5 is action to approve the December 16th minutes.
Move to approve.
Second it.
Motion by Johnson, second by Commissioner Schwer. Any further discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now is the time and the place for the public hearing and action to approve resolution number 2025-24. This is vacating a portion of right-of-way in the Polsey subdivision. And this is a public hearing. Is there anyone here to testify? Okay, I will open the public hearing at this time. Is there anyone here to make comment on that? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing at this time. And we'll look for an action to approve that resolution.
So moved. Second.
So we'd have a motion by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner McElhaney. Any discussion?
At our planning and zoning meeting this past week, we discussed this and it was kind of a no-brainer. That particular stretch of road goes to a dead end. There haven't been any traffic on it, and the people that are requesting the vacation actually have been in contact with the township and the county, and for years past, they've been doing the snow removal and the road upkeep, and they'll continue doing that.
And just for clarification on the location of this, Commissioner Johnson, can you tell us where this is at? It looks like it's out at Pelican?
Yeah,
Okay, so this is,
it's a stretch that, is on the shoreline of the Pelican Lake.
okay,
And, there's just a stretch in there that part of it was vacated, a couple of years ago, and now this is another stretch. And actually, if you look
okay,
on this colored photo that you have on there, you go from left to right, you see it ends up in a slough. And so
Yeah.
it's not gonna go any further than
Yeah.
that, so.
and just for street location, that's going to be at the end of West Pelican Drive.
Yep.
If anybody wants to look that up, West Pelican Drive. All right. Okay, any questions on that? If not, did we vote? We need to vote?
No, you have a motion and a second, but.
Okay, we've already had a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Maybe Luke would wanna,
Hold on just a second. Any further discussion before we bring him up? Luke, we just heard about the vacation of that
Sure.
that resolution. Do you want to talk on that? If so, please come up.
I'll give you a even briefer overview. Apologize for being late here. The vacation you've got in front of you is just a good call. Is just a vacation of right of way. You'll recall here a couple of months ago, we had a vacation of right of way in the same subdivision. This is just on the other end. That was on the north end. This is on the south end. Without getting into it too much, because I don't know that there's anyone here that really has much to input on it. The Planning Commission recommended approval. I've made this note in the past as a county policy. We have the Planning Commission review any petitions for vacation because of the fact that they're tasked with making recommendations on the creation of road. Makes sense to have them recommend, though it's not necessarily specified in state law. Anyway, bottom line is it was recommended for approval. Access that it provides to is to property owned by the Beavers. They also signed the petition and it dead ends into their property. What you see on that map up there is that it looks like it's going into kind of a wetland. That is private property. That is not a state-owned land, nor is it a state-owned waterway. So there's other access to it. So we're not closing off access to a waterway. So from that respect, those boxes are checked. The last thing is that there was a recommendation from Watertown Fire Rescue from an emergency management standpoint that if vacated, the applicant come back and plat, and of course plat these two lots together. And then as a condition of that, to have a turnaround that would meet fire code requirements into there for easement. So that is the end. That's what I've got.
Okay, thank you.
thank you, Luke.
All right. Any other comments, commissioners? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to item number 7. And we have Senator Glenn Vilhauer here, and he's going to give us a briefing on the upcoming legislative session that we're all looking forward to this year. Good morning,
You bet.
Senator.
Thanks, Commissioner. First of all, thank you for getting me on the agenda and towards the top of the agenda. I don't plan to take much of your time. Obviously, session starts up here. In fact, about 3 weeks from today, January 13th, we kick it off. It's going to be an interesting, challenging session for any number of reasons. And then you throw the primary and general election coming up next year too on top of it. That's going to make for some interesting dynamics, I'm sure, in the course of the conversations. But what I wanted to tell you folks is that, you know, there's probably going to be 500 to 600 bills come before us again. And obviously, we as legislators can't get smart on all of them. But if there's something that comes to your attention that concerns you, or you're in favor of, or you're adamantly opposed, please, please, please reach out to, the legislators that you know. You know, over the course of a session, we probably get, I'm guessing, probably 2,000 emails and texts over the course of that time. And the ones that, and I try to respond in some fashion just so people know that I've got them and acknowledge them. But if I get something from a constituent of mine here in District 5 or the surrounding area those are the ones that I really pay attention to. So make sure when you reach out, identify yourself right off the bat. And those are the ones that I'm going to pay attention to and probably respond to more fully in some fashion. And that includes, on the floor while we're debating a bill, that if there's something that you want me to be aware of, or if I've got questions at the same time, cell phones, love them or hate them, but they do serve a very valuable purpose in the course of a debate. There were any number of times last year I was texting somebody back and forth to get their input on a particular bill, and that's valuable. I think people in the gallery and probably watching on television think that we're not paying any attention, that we're on our phone playing games. That couldn't be further from the truth. We're actually hearing from our constituents. So again, please reach out on something that you've got a concern about. Brenda, I know you and I communicated quite closely back and forth last year, and I'm guessing there's going to be some things come forward again. I don't know what's going to dominate the conversation this year. Obviously property tax are going to be a big issue again this year. The summer study task force that I was on, in my opinion, didn't accomplish a whole lot. So that's going to be a big topic again this year, and as to how that feeds into what impact it has in the counties, I guess, to be seen. Budget's going to be a big issue. The governor proposed a pretty bare bones budget. But remember, this is a budget. That's his budget. See what the appropriators do with it now. And I'm on the appropriations committee, as well as the full legislature over the course of the 9 weeks that we're out there. So that's going to be a big topic. Economic development, which has turned out to be kind of a 4-letter word the last couple of years in this state. That's going to be a big topic again this year, especially when you look at possibility of data centers, a data center in our backyard here. That's going to be a big topic. So, and then there's always the things that you don't expect that's not on your radar that'll come up and take some time to debate and do whatever with. So anyway, but I just want to make sure that, hey, I'm available, that if something comes up, please reach out, because I want to hear from people back home that have a stake in whatever we're debating. So with that, that's all I had to say. If you got any questions for me real quick, I'll get out of your way and let you get on with the rest of your meeting.
So is just on the, excuse me, Mr. Chair. So
Go ahead.
on the property tax, sales tax thing for counties, where is that already being teed up as a bill?
There were 19 different proposals that came out of the study this summer. Those will be teed up individually if they are in fact introduced. So they're not going to be put together as a lump sum. The one item that was not part of the 19 proposals that is probably gaining more traction, and Lee, this is near and dear to your heart from your battles in years past, is the governor's proposal that would let individual counties decide how they want to deal with property taxes, as far as if they want to implement an additional half-cent sales tax, which would be designated towards property tax relief. That's getting a little more traction. The governor is starting to become more vocal about that, and I think it's getting more traction within the with the legislators. So it'll be interesting how that shakes out. But as far as proposals that came out of our summer study, I don't know what, if any, will be ever ultimately approved as a bill. But that they'll be individually presented to us if they get through the process.
Good question. Yeah. Very good.
If not, thank you for your time, and please stay in touch.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Senator.
appreciate it.
Thanks, Glenn.
Merry Christmas to y'all.
Merry Christmas.
All right, let's move on to item number 8. This is our monthly reports, and we'll begin with Andrew Delgado from Emergency Management. Morning.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Marianne.
Doesn't seem like it was long ago that I was given the last update, but I guess the biggest things this month is Homeland Security audits. So there's monitoring visits that the state does with the Homeland Security grant, just ensuring that grant awards are being used as they were requested in the grant. So we went to Watertown School District and Watertown Fire Rescue and looked at some of the things that they've received through that grant. Crisis Track, the state completely away from paper preliminary damage assessments now. So I've been reaching out to townships. I've got over half of them, the proper permissions in crisis track. And then I've been in contact with the state to try to get a training set up for them end of February, early March timeframe. Did get the COTS delivered to Waverly. Sherry has updated or printed over 90 credentialing cards and mostly finished up the project in the conference room. Pending your question, that's all I have for the monthly report.
Questions? How's search and rescue doing? Any ice rescues or anything going on?
We have a training set up for next month for ice rescue.
Okay.
So it's going to be a 3-day class put on by Dive Rescue International just to get to continue training and make sure that those guys are well prepared for.
Let's hope we don't need them this year.
Absolutely.
You guys already did one ice rescue training, didn't you? Out,
So I mean, we did training with like bad ice, like using our Gumby suits, you know, and then, you know, practicing getting out of the ice if we were to fall through, like, but I mean, while wearing the cold water immersion suits. So, I mean, we've done training with that.
All right. Yeah, is item number 9 yours? Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to item number 9. This is action to authorize the chair to sign a letter of agreement between Codington County and First District Association of Local Government to update the current hazmat plan. And Commissioner Johnson has advised us that he will be recusing himself from the vote on this, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, we applied for a grant to rewrite our hazmat plan. Last update was approved in, I believe it was November of 2021. So it's due for updates. They quoted us, or First District quoted us 7,500. We applied for HMEP grant and 4,800 was awarded.
motion to approve.
Second it.
Motion to approve by McElhaney, second by Commissioner Schwer. Any discussion on that?
So you said 4,800 of the is covered by the grant.
Correct.
Of the 7,000. Okay.
Yep.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
let's move on to the next monthly report with Sheriff Brad Howell.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right. Grab one and pass them on down.
All right, we'll start on the front page there, the commissary monthly balance sheet. The bank balance end of October 25 at the snapshot when we did this year was $15,850.69. In the lobby and ATM booking kiosk, there was $6,696.07 for a grand total of $22,546.76. Kind of break that snapshot down a little bit. Of that, $1,404.05 was resident balances. Commissary items and tax not dispersed there was $4,074.13. And the funds balance was $17,068.58. Brings us back to our 22,546.76. If you go down to the bottom there, you'll see we made $4,342.55 in phone, commissary, and kiosk commission. That gets turned over to the general fund. If you go to the next page there, we'll go over our checking account for the sheriff's officer. The bank balance end of November 25 was $10,347.50. If you break some of that down there, it was $20 in fingerprint fees that were collected, $12 in copy fees collected, $8,126 in sheriff's fees collected. Miscellaneous accounts collected, $1,000, and warrant fees collected were $300 for a grand total of $9,458. Leaves us at our total of $889.50. Jump to the next page there. Sure, Leo pulled up on the screen there. We'll kind of go over some of the sheriff's office activity for the month of November. In the sheriff's office, we responded to 526 cases and calls for service. 39 accident reports were completed, and you can see, looking back a couple months before then, how they ramped up. Definitely deer season, a lot of deer accidents in the last couple months there. There was 45 warrants that were served, 220 civil papers were served, and 1,719 transport miles. That was a total of 10 transports and 13 people that were transported. Scroll on down to the middle there, some jail activity here. Our average daily population for the month of November was 50.57. Our high ADP was 56, and that was on the 11th. The low ADP was 43, and that was on the 3rd. On the 24/7 program, on the Scram bracelet, we had 15 participants. We had 12 participants on the remote breath, 49 participants on the twice daily PBT, and 43 participants on the twice weekly UA, and 0 people on the sweat patch, for a grand total of 119 participants on the 24/7 program. Bookings, there was 171 bookings for the month of November. I can see if you kind of follow that across, it's kind of averages out to be about that same amount. So they're staying steady. Jump on down to the bottom there. The month of November, we collected $11,857.18 on out-of-county contracts, $1,420 on work release fees, $10,224 on 24/7 fees. Any questions on that? If no questions there. Just kind of share a little bit about our end of the year community project that we're working on at the sheriff's office here. It's called Deputies with the Deputies and Donuts, or Donuts and Deputies. It's a little project where we're going to go into all the elementary schools in the county. So the rural and everybody in Watertown here, there's about 10 schools that we're going to go into, and we're going to have donuts with the kiddos. Kind of humanize the badge a little bit. And like I say, everybody, you could think about it when you're a little kid. One of the things you guys remember, maybe mom and dad getting pulled over. This will kind of help kind of bring that back to a human. Like say, I'm a dad too, my brother and my sister, you know. So that'll kind of help humanize that a little bit. And you think about every little kid, 4th grade, 5th grade on down, they're all sitting there looking, they're all about that height of your duty belt, and they look at all your gun and your taser and all that stuff, and that can be intimidating. So this will help kind of bring a face to the badge and help the kiddos run to us in the time of need instead of run away from us. So we're raising funds for that. If anybody wants to donate, we have a fund set up at Relia Bank there to help pay for all these donuts. And if we do have some extra money and funds left over, we want to buy some balls and some equipment for recess so that can continue on when we're done with our program. So that's all I got for November.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Sheriff.
All right. You guys have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thanks, Brad. This afternoon at the, what's that, or the site for this afternoon for the.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to item number 10. This is action to authorize the chair to sign a 5-year Johnson Controls HVAC service contract. Have that in front of you in your packet. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. I'll speak a little bit on this stuff. This is a new 5-year contract. The last 5-year contract just ends this month. So this is a new one. If Lee, if you would scroll to number 27, that gives the dollar amount.
Thanks. Doing this right. Okay, page 27, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Down in here. That's at the very end, right?
Yeah, it's in the bottom. It's probably about halfway through. Right there we go. Just had it. Yep. Roll one more up, I believe.
Oh.
One more page up.
Come on. There.
He had it. Go the other way.
Like we had a bigger TV.
Looks like this.
Well, they're not
Okay,
bigger.
I have
They're
that one.
just
Yeah, I
a
have
double
that
one.
Oh, it's the box.
That one.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yep. All right. This year contract starts as a 5-year multi-year contract, and so this is paid on quarterly basis. The first year contract is for $24,530. the last contract that just ended was, this last year was 23,000, approximately, well, $700. So, yeah, so, this actually reflects all the newer stuff. They were here about a month ago evaluating everything for the new contract, so, this reflects actually on the newer equipment, so, with a few more things out there, it's probably scoped a little bit better, perspective for dollar amount, so.
How does this, did we have, with our previous system, did we have a similar?
Yep, similar system. It started out at a lower base on a 5 year. It was 5 years ago that we did this, and
Right.
it was every year it stepped up a
Yeah.
certain percentage and so that. So,
So
yeah,
this is just.
this is just a, yep,
Continuation.
continuation
How
is
much-
that.
How much did it change as a result of the new, the newer setup,
As far as
the cost?
the cost, about $1,000
Oh, really?
more
Okay.
now. And it's almost stepped up about every year. It's about $1,000 additional cost every year. So
This is budgeted.
this is budgeted item. Yep.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by McElhaney, second by Gable. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have anything else? I guess not. All right. Number 11, this is discussion possible action to approve the cost of living increase, the COLA for non-union employees 2026 wages. Natalie, you want to come on in? Good morning.
Good morning, commissioners. So last week we finalized the approval of the union contracts with a 2.6% COLA for union employees. So would recommend the same 2.6% for non-union employees.
move
So
to
move.
approve.
Motion by Johnson, second by Commissioner Schwer. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we're going to approve the 2026 wage scale, hopefully.
You have that in front of you, I believe. Brenda had made you copies. We just have you approve the hourly portion on there at this point. We do need to finalize the monthly numbers yet and do some double checking to make sure the math is right. This is taking, just to verify again, the McGrath wage scale that you approved 2 weeks ago, I believe. And then applying the 2.6% COLA to that. So then that's how we are getting to this new 2026 wage scale.
So the hourly rates on here have the COLA applied.
Yes, have the COLA applied and are correct. The
So just-
monthly, we would not approve at this time.
Just, okay. If we approve the hourly, do we approve the monthly as well?
Typically, we'll have to do them and take them in 2 blocks, I
Do
think.
you
Is
want to
that
put
what
it
you're
on next
thinking?
week and do it all? I
I'm
mean,
just
because-
asking, I was just asking, do we do it?
We do have employees that are wanting to know what their rates are
Yeah.
though, and get their new wages is the only
Right.
concern. I've had a few emails about that.
right.
It's fine. I think we can move forward on this.
Yeah, I agree. I was just curious.
Yeah,
Is that I just couldn't remember, is that the monthly thing we do or not?
and then we can get the rates to people and, yeah.
Make a motion to approve the hourly.
Okay, motion to approve the hourly by Commissioner McElhaney, second by Gable. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you,
Yep.
Natalie. Number 13 is action to approve abatement applications. 15. Anything for 16 personnel changes?
Change. And I thought I have that in there. It should be the very last thing. It will be a part-time deputy sheriff position. They will start on January 1st, 2026, Tyler Fish. And they will be at the new step, which will be step C, 3140, and it's a new hire.
That's a part-time position
Yeah.
with no benefits?
Move to approve.
Second.
Able and McElhaney, yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Okay, any further discussion? I guess, have we had a part-time deputy position or is this a new position? Natalie,
We don't
do
know.
you know anything about this position? Okay, all right, well, we have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Action to approve travel requests. Public notices, a possible quorum of commissioners could be in attendance at. Nothing? Okay. 19 is old business. Any old business?
Mr. Chair, I can quick update on the jail. That's
Commissioner
okay.
Gable?
Just share so we did have one change order. Show that to you, show where we sit on that. I think Toby Morris was gonna come on in the open again. Okay, he'll do that in a few minutes, just on the change order side of things. You can see that we had one more that's just an electrical, some revisions on electrical stuff, basically, so diagram, and that's that bottom one. Wait, hold on a second. I wanted to add it in the contingency amount, so just so people know what we're talking about here, within the project cost, you have that $1.465 $808 that's built into the project as contingency. So that's still within that project cost. So that's, as we do these smaller change orders, that's where that's coming out of. And then you can see what remains at the bottom there, just so you have an idea of what we're doing. And so that's pretty frequent. You get, something small, and that's the thing that you approve me and then alternatively the chair to sign off on these things, because they happen frequently. And these can be small things like, we need a wider drain opening or a narrower drain opening or stuff like that. Or it can be something a little bit more significant, like the footings in area A, which is the inmate housing area. So, but that's where we're sitting on that right now. And then this afternoon, we were going to do it yesterday to look at the precast panels, but we had a meeting yesterday about just kind of reviewing the smoke evacuation system and just kind of the final details on how that's going to interface with the sheriff and the jail staff. I mean, as they do this, it's going to be fully automated. There's going to be some manual controls, and that's kind of the stage they're talking about right now. So that was an online meeting yesterday, and then today we're going to take a look at the precast. So I'll be out there on that this afternoon. We could have one other commissioner if anybody's particularly aesthetically inclined about precast panels, then did have one other commissioner come out.
What time is that?
A good question. Hold on 1 second. I think I want to say 3:30, but
They're gonna have one of the.
yeah, they already have the samples out there, I think. So let's see. I have 2:30.
2:30?
2:30 out of the site. So anyway, so that's what's going on right now at the jail. Still working on basically the actual construction work is still focused on the footings and the footings and the foundations. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Anything else, commissioners? Not move on to new business. Anything for new business?
Do you want Toby on new business or on open?
I think it'd be good for open.
Okay.
This
Actually,
letter of agreement with First District.
We did that.
That was a contract with emergency management.
Oh, okay.
Anything for the open? Public comments?
so
Public comments? Anything for commissioner comments? Commissioner Gable?
it's just, so Toby just sent Brenda and me a nice email update about some of the what's going on in the municipal advisory and bond world for the jail project. So he's kind enough to join us to give us a quick update. Do you need me to share that screen, Toby, of what you sent?
Yeah, that would work great. Real quickly, good morning, commissioners. Merry Christmas. I think I've got a good Christmas gift coming your way. Just wanted to give you a quick update. When the bonds were issued, as we know, they were what we call gross funded. So all that money comes into one account. And the last thing I ever like to do is just let it sit idle. Since the closing of the bond in September, we've had two things working against what I would call the investment account, and that's the Fed rate decrease. But we were able to lock in some short-term rates right off the bat, as well as now working close with Tegra, figuring out the drawdown schedule. Our primary goal is, one, to always make sure Brenda has cash to pay the bills, but two, not to let any money sit idle. So for the past 4 months, what we've been able to do, and this is all in standard treasuries, money market. So I don't want you to think I'm buying land in Florida for you. In the last couple months, we've been able to generate about 520,000 in additional funds that can be used towards your project. So like what Lee had brought up earlier on the contingency of 1.3 that you have in there, technically you're going to have about 1.8. And so this is your money to spend on the project. We have, roughly 11 million laddered out to June of 26, and that's based on the drawdown schedule I've received from Tegra. So even if we have another forecasted rate cut that might come in February, March, 11 million is protected at that 3.3. We've seen treasuries come down, in particular the last few weeks with the rate cuts, but these are locked in. So if treasuries continue to go down, your rates, I can guarantee that you're going to get that 520,000. That does not include December money market, which is, probably be another 10, 12,000 is what I'm estimating. So all in all, it's looking good. We're investing it well, making you money. And, I continue to work with Tegra and Brenda on whenever she needs funds that we just wired in within the next day.
So $520,101.57.
Correct.
Sounds like a nice Christmas present.
I thought you would like that, commissioners.
Any question?
Any questions at all? All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Toby. Thanks for joining.
You
us.
bet.
Thank you,
Happy
Toby.
holidays, everyone.
Yep, thanks, so.
Merry Christmas.
Right, do we have a need to go into executive session? No, no need. All right, look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner McElhaney. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.